Hey everyone. Okay, so when you listen to the radio, it's hard to match the face with the voice, but today I have one of those voices here with me. Andrew Fisher hosts Saturday nights on the Bay Area's rock station 107.7 The Bone. Andrew is notorious for having fun with his Saturday night listeners and keeping the rock and roll music rolling. So, Andrew, Saturday nights, you must get some crazy callers.
I certainly do, because, I don't need to tell you this, but people are up to no good on Saturday nights. And so they're listening to music, going to parties, having fun, and sometimes they think, I want to hear that one song right now. I got to convince this guy to play it. So there's a lot of very interesting calls coming in.
A lot of partiers, or
a lot of partiers. There's some people who are just doing strange things by themselves while as I say, they're getting their bone on. There was a guy who was just fixing up his motorcycle in his garage, and there's some people who are just, lonely and want somebody to talk to while they're listening to their music. So people call up, and they may not have anything necessarily to say worth putting on the air, but I like talking to them anyway.
Yeah, so you're there for them. You're there for your listeners.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
And I'm happy to be there for them.
And speaking of, well, I should say crazy people, but elaborate people, you meet a lot of rock stars that come through the station. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Cool, kind of local Bay Area legend. Nicest guy on the planet. I saw him just walking around the building. He was there doing something unrelated to the radio station, and I just said, hey, can you come up and talk to Steven Seaweed? He's one of my bosses. And he had no problem doing it. He didn't have to get his manager's approval or anything. I also get to meet some comedians too. Just a couple weeks ago, I walked into the studio in the morning for my role as producer for the midday show, and Steve-O from MTV just grabbed me, pulled me aside, took out his phone, and then took a photo with me.
He took a photo with his phone of you?
Yeah. He didn't even know who I was. He was just being goofy.
Maybe he didn't know who you were.
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing not.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you meet a lot of comedians, celebrities, and you recently just went to LA. You went to Disneyland.
I did go to Disneyland.
Broadcast with Steven Seaweed. How was that?
Oh, it was a ton of fun. They set us up. We were actually in the California Adventure Park. So they set us up right on the main strip there, and they kept on feeding us cupcakes and all sorts of good Disneyland resorts. And there were, I got to say, there must have been every 10 minutes you'd see somebody walk past in San Francisco Giants jersey or something like that. So there were tons of Bay Area people down there who knew who we were, and that definitely added to the kind of fun environment of everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Giants fans, not Dodgers fans.
Well, I hate to say this, but the Dodgers fans have nothing to celebrate right now.
Oh. Okay, coming from Andrew Fisher. And so you play a lot of rock music. What do you like about your specific format on your show?
The thing that classic rock really does for me is it's this music genre that's based on nostalgia and the memories people have listening to this music back, in the 60s and the 70s and 80s when it first came out. And I think I'm kind of in a unique position as a DJ because I'm only 23. I didn't get to see Led Zeppelin or Jimi Hendrix or anything like that. So my enthusiasm for it comes from talking to the listeners who did see them and hearing their stories. And it's kind of this, these people people who love this music want to kind of relive it as much as they can. So being able to do that on the radio with them is a little different than doing contemporary music, for example. Okay,
so what do you have to say about the new format of media versus the old format?
Like social networking and stuff like that? Well, there's, it's very different now because with, at least with an FM radio station, we have listeners all over the world. There are always people from Europe. There's a ton of people who listen in Peru and Japan, actually. And they're always emailing us, telling us, hey, from Santiago, Chile, or wherever they are. So even though, we're talking about Bay Area events and Bay Area news along with the music-related content, we've got to cater to them as well. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being with us today, Andrew.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great time. And that's all the time we have tonight. Don't worry, you can listen to Andrew on 107.7 The Bone every Saturday night from 7 p.m. to midnight.